Hoy, big boy. This is the big game. Yes, guys, we are live. Welcome to the stream of FC Ramsay, and here we are watching that Copa del Rey Semifinals. It is the first leg which will be played the home of Barcelona. It will be the reason. But to talk about it, this referee you are watching on the panel, oh my god, Alejandro Jose Hernandez. I mean, a VAR official was involved in controversies during the Real Madrid versus Almeria match in January 2024. Some of the audio leaks were also in some disputes. There is some police complaint with this referee. Man, what is that going to be? La Liga in those matches in the Copa del Rey they have appointed, and on 7th March 2021, Hernandez, this referee, he was involved in more controversies with Real Madrid in a match against Atletico Madrid. He refused to check the VAR after a controversial handball by Felipe. Real Madrid's fury with Hernandez has grown much after that game, and as they believe the decisions always go against them. But more to talk about is this referee, because this is the man who is on that picture. He has given those red cards most of the times, and yes, he has been some sort of controversies which has been mostly associated with him. What do you think that it is going to result in the outcome of the Copa del Rey semifinals? Oh my god, my eyes just couldn't believe that it is happening. I mean, in the competition, Barcelona came to the semifinals beating the likes of Valencia, and it was a 5-0 win. Atletico Madrid came in after beating Getafe. That was also a 5-0 win. I mean, both of the teams, Barcelona and Atletico Madrid, were drawn. And in the semifinals, for the two legs, they were drawn for the pots. And they both have beaten the previous team in this tournament by 5 goals. Whereas on the other hand, it was Real Sociedad against Osasuna in those quarterfinals. Real Sociedad got a win of 2-0, whereas Real Madrid against Leganes, that was a 3-2 win for the Real Madrid, Madrista, but it was Garcia, the man who had scored. That is something big. That is really something big, because if this referee is going to make any sort of bad decisions in this game, that is definitely going to be bad. But Barcelona in the previous game, it was against Las Palmas, the second leg in the La Liga, they have got those victories of 2-0. It was Dani Olmo and Ferran Torres late on the stoppage time got those goal conversions. But Atletico Madrid, it was against Valencia again, and they got those 3-0 win. Barcelona got those recovery against Las Palmas this season. One leg, first one, they got a defeat, and the second leg, they got a win. But Atletico Madrid, talking about Valencia, it was the previous game where they have got that win 3-0, and in the second leg as well, they got those 3-0 victories. Atletico Madrid are in the Champions League. Oh my god. And they have been pot drawn in the Champions League against the Los Blancos. Whereas Barcelona, on the other hand, have been pot drawn with the likes of Benfica. But to talk about the Champions League fixtures, Atletico Madrid will face Real Madrid for the two legs. They will face Barcelona for those 3 consecutive matches in the La Liga, in the Copa del Rey twice. Oh my god. Atletico Madrid and Barcelona, they are going to be cooked. They are going to be cooked up bad, and I don't want that these players get any sort of injuries. I really don't want these players to get any sort of injuries. That is definitely not the need to happen, because such type of differences will definitely create more gaps. And in the long fixtures of the Champions League, where the players are getting those losses, as well as the players who are suffering from those injuries. The managers are not being able to make what is that which is going to be critical, because to talk about the match, here it is. I mean, in the this week, the game which is going on, and in the Copa del Rey, if you talk about, it is still 20 minutes still left into it, and it was that some sort of advertisements which was given. And yes, the match links are also there on the social media platforms. Check the links in the video description as well as in the channel description. It is something big which Barcelona Hansi Flick has to make, and Simeone also has to make something big happening, because this month, along with the fixtures, the Champions League of the both legs, they have got those big games. And if something wrong is not going to happen today, if they are not going for those draws, if they are going for those wins, because Barcelona at their home, I mean the Stadio Luis, they will definitely get some sort of relief in it, because it is the first leg which they are playing. It is not the Camp Nou, it is the Luis Company Olympic Stadium where this game is going to be played. And that is something which is big going to happen. That is really something big which is going to happen. And no denying the fact, if we talk about the fixtures of both the teams, and if we have a look of this, I mean, do you think that we are going to get any sort of relief with this? I mean, in the fixtures, if we talk about, and the lineups, if we have something in detail, it is Barcelona who are going to get this lineup. Oh my God. Look at the lineups which Barcelona has got. I mean, they haven't got Lewandowski in the starting lineup. Lewandowski is on the sidelines. The injuries which you talk about for Barcelona, it is the likes of Ander ter Stegen, it is the likes of Christensen, it is the likes of Mark Bernal. They have got those injuries, 3 injuries already. Ter Stegen and Christensen were off for injuries, but they have got the registration of Olmo. Dani Olmo has been signed. That is also a big one. But look at that. I mean, Raphinha on the left wings, he is doing those marvel jobs. Ferran Torres has been picked in the starting center forwards. Lewandowski has been dropped. Hansi Flick is making those statements. Lewandowski is something like B of bit injuries to talk about him, but it is Yamal who is on the right wings. Olmo is given those starting lineup options. Pedri and De Jong on the midfields. Martinez and Kubarsi again. Hansi Flick is picking these two center backs most of the times in the Champions League as well. And yes, in the likes of the matches where there is some sort of critical aspects to be seen, it is this lineup. But Balde on the left backs and Kunde on the right backs, it is some sort of disheartening news that Ronald Araujo is on the verge of getting those outbreaks. He may be going on for some transfers. It is decided or not. We will be getting the latest updates of that very soon. But in the goalkeeping positions, it is the likes of Sensi, that man who just went on to the retirement and now he is back to the squad. Oh my God, Barcelona has got those big numbers counting. And yes, they are really making it count big, because this first leg, this was the lineup of Barcelona with Hansi Flick, and in the Copa del Rey semifinals, first leg, Barcelona against Atletico Madrid. The second leg will be played at the home of Metropolitano. Atletico Madrid, the Rojiblancos will get it on their home. But there is also a vote section which has been pinned on the chat, that whether it is the BARCA Blaugrana who are going to get those wins, is it the Atletico Rojiblancos going to get those, or is it going to be those corrupt refereeal decisions which is going to cause those big mishaps? I really don't want that to happen. I really don't want that to happen. Still 15 minutes to go on this game. We have now got the lineups of the Rojiblancos. Look at that. I mean, Simeone, to talk about him, time and again. Griezmann and Alvarez in those starting lineups. Griezmann and Alvarez hasn't got those injuries. Simeone, with that fluidity in the team which he gets and which he affords to make at times, that is really lethal. That is really lethal, which Simeone does at times, and the fluidity in the team which he brings. Oh my god. But Griezmann and Alvarez on the starting forwards, De Paul, Barrios in the midfields, it is Gallagher who has been picked. I mean, Gallagher made his move from the likes of Chelsea to the Roger Blancos, and Gallagher is definitely going to be the man who Atletico Madrid has found something they will be building on big. But Simeone generally prefers to make the choice of his Argentine players, the likes of some French player, and the likes of one Brazilian Lino, but he is not in the starting lineups. It is Simeone who is on the right wings. Gallagher will definitely go for those left wings, but Alvarez, Griezmann, De Paul, Simeone, Gallagher, it is something Atletico Madrid needs pace. It is the likes of Raphinha who will be going on with the likes of Lorente. Both of them has got those speeds. It is Lamine Yamal who will be going on with the likes of Gallagher and Galan to be facing on the left backs. But Rogi Blancos, on the other hand, have got Longlet, Gimnes on their centre backs, Barrios, the defensive midfield. Something big Simeone's men are cooking. They are the team which has considered the least. They have considered the least goal across all the competitions this season. No denying the fact. But on these goalkeeping positions, they have got their man Musso. They haven't got the likes of Oblak in the starting lineup, but it is their player Musso who has been picked on the starting lineups. And on the substitutions to talk about, it is definitely Oblak and Antonio Gomez on the goalkeeping positions. On the defensive, it is Witzel who hasn't been seen making most of the starting lineups nor in the substitutions. Witzel hasn't made those appearances for Simeone this season, but it is Molina not picked up on the starting lineup. It is Lorente, which Simeone is picking up time and again. Low on the left back, not chosen. It is Xavi Galan who has been picked. Lee Normand, Riquelme are also there for the defensive options which Simeone has got. This game is not going for those stoppage time because it is the first leg where if you get a draw or if you get those 90 minutes plus stoppage time to get all the results. From the defensive aspects, it is all about that. But from the midfield, it is Lino who will be making those substitutions. Lino hasn't been picked in the starting lineup. He has gone for Gallagher because from the likes of Yamal and from the likes of Olmo penetrating from the right wings, Ferran Torres Alves as well as contributing to those attacks, it will be much seen that Gallagher on the left wings or the left midfields will definitely try to drop down with Kellan, and most of the attacks which in this starting lineup with this formation Diogo Simeone would like to penetrate from their right wings. That is what it is looking to be estimated from my side. And on the attacks, Simeone has got Sorloth, Korea, and Lema to be made those substitutions. They have got the injuries of Aspilicueta and Cook. Cook is that player, Koke, he has on a muscle injury. I mean, in the month of March, he is definitely needed, but Aspilicueta has got some sort of physical discomfort. So that was the lineup of Atletico Madrid on the screen, and prior to that, we also had a discuss of the lineups of FC Barcelona on the screen. What is that which is going to be cooked? That is definitely the reason to watch this game because it is those big moments. 10 minutes still to go from the Luis Company Stadium Olympic. What is that going to happen? And apart from that, there is also a game going on in the Premier League which we are following. It is likes of Brighton and Bournemouth. Brighton has got their goal from Joan Pedro, but that is a penalty, and Fabian Hosler, their manager, trying to reconcile some points, whereas Bournemouth has been doing it so decent, and they are at the seventh spot, but they are losing it by 1 goal so far. On the other hand, there is also a Premier League game. The score lines are there on the panel. You can have a watch of that. It is the likes of Crystal Palace and Aston Villa going on. It is Sar, the man from Palace, has got that win. And to talk about Aston Villa on the ninth spot, Unai Emery's man are doing good in the Champions League, but in the Premier League, I don't know what is that wrong with them. And they have even got the transfers. Malin they have Rashford. Oh my god, two of the big winter transfers which Unai Emery has got. That is definitely Unai Emery would want something to contribute in the Champions League. But what is wrong happening with them in the Premier League? They are at the ninth spot. I mean, the way they are playing, will the next season they be able to play the Europa League or the Conference League as well? Because from the ninth spot, how is that going to be possible? But Inter and Lazio in the Coppa Italia quarterfinal, that game is also going on, and this is the knockout phase where Inter and Lazio are going to face. And on the other hand, in the bracket, it was Milan and Roma. Milan has got that 3-1 victory. Sergio Conceição's men are already in those semifinals. They are out of the Champions League. It is Inter Milan who is in the Champions League as well. That the only Serie A team who is existing in the Champions League is now facing Lazio, and the winner of this will go for the next bracket in the semifinals of the Coppa Italia, whereas Juventus and Empoli is tomorrow, and Atlanta and Bologna. Bologna has got those wins over Atlanta. Atlanta has got those exits from the Champions League. Atlanta has got those exits from the Coppa Italia. I mean, big worries. I mean, Gasperini's men with those injuries, they couldn't just sustain that. So Inter and Lazio is also going on. Coppa Italia quarterfinals. You can have those watch links, join our social media platform and avail those. Whereas it is Chelsea and Southampton, which is also happening. But what is wrong with Chelsea? Oh my god. I mean, to talk about this club, the Blues, Enzo Maresca, I mean, what has he done with this? They have got those big bags of players from the academies. They have got those transfers. They make it every season a whole bunch of 30, 35 players they get. But they are at the fifth spot in the Premier League. And Southampton, on the other hand, which they are facing, are on the verge of getting those extent moments from the Premier League. So three of the Premier League matches also ongoing, and one of the Coppa Italia quarterfinal is also going. But we will be having the watch of Barcelona and Atletico Madrid definitely on this. What are your predictions? There is a poll on the chat which has been pinned. Give your votes over there that which team is going to get those wins. Give your votes on the poll section. It has been pinned on the chat, and yes, get those watch links. It is available on the social media platforms. Definitely, no denying the fact. Just 5 minutes. I mean, to be precise, it is 5 minutes 40 seconds to go. Yes, it is just 5 minutes 15 seconds to go. Copa del Rey 2024-25, the first semi-final leg is going to happen. What are your predictions? Do give. We had a detailed discussion of the starting lineups. We had a detailed discussion of the injuries of the players as well as the other games which we are having a watch of that. Who is going to win those Copa del Rey? I mean, from tonight, for tonight, who is going to get those victories? And it is definitely either the side of the Rojiblancos or it is the side of the Barca Blaugrana. What is that going to happen? Definitely, we will get those big views, big numbers, and big polls on the chat. Yes, that is the lineup. This is on the team, but the most disheartening thing will come from this referee, Alejandro Jose Hernandez. Man, VAR conflicts has been associated with this referee. No denying the fact VAR conflicts, all those controversies has been associated with this referee. Not to talk about he has given those decisions against Real Madrid. I mean, in this game, he is going to get those executive orders on the pitch. What is this man going to make? What are those decisions? Will this man, Alejandro Jose Hernandez, be that critical enough to get those bad decisions on the pitch? That will be definitely too worrying. That will be definitely too worrying to watch. No denying the fact, hope we don't get any sort of bad decisions on the pitch, and give your votes on the poll section that whether it is the Barca Blaugrana who are going to get those wins, it is the Atletico Roji Blancos, or it is those corrupt referee who are going to get those wins, because La Liga has got those fixtures where some of the decisions were not taken, and it happens most of the times. That is something which is not appreciable, and some of the decisions has to be made. Some of the decisions has to be made. How long is that going to happen? Because with this referee on the pitch and this lineup, will Barcelona will take those advantages, or it is the likes of the Roji Blancos, are they going to get those advantages? I mean, to talk about this lineup from Barcelona, definitely, I mean, still 3 minutes to go. Raphinha is in an invincible form this season. Ferran Torres has also got few of those goals in his bag. Olmo, to talk about this man from Spain, he got those transfers to Barcelona. He was from Dinamo Zagreb, but he will definitely have the taste of Barcelona prior to that. 22 games he has played, he has got those 7 goals. I mean, in a season, you are playing 22 games, you are getting those 7 goals. Olmo is not doing bad. Olmo is definitely getting those vital goals in the team for Barcelona most of the times. Whereas to talk about Raphinha in his stats this season, I mean, he has started those 25 games. He has got those 7 assists. He had got those 13 goals as well. Raphinha is talking those big numbers. Raphinha is talking those big numbers. As to talk about the likes of Lamine Yamal, I mean, Lamine Yamal has got those 22 games, 11 assists and 5 goals. On the scoring options, Lamine Yamal has been a bit complacent. But on the assist, it is what he is contributing the most. I mean, both Raphinha and Yamal, they are creating those balances. But to talk about Robert Lewandowski, who is not in the starting lineup today, it is the likes of Ferran Torres who has got those 3 goals, but Lewandowski 24 games, 20 goals in the La Liga. Man, this man is doing some big. Lewandowski, that man, reunion. I mean, that is a reunion with Hansi Flick from Bayern at Bayern. Lewandowski played 375 games and he got those 344 goals. Man, that was massive. From Dortmund, 187 games, 103 goals. At Lech Poznan, he played 75 games and 38 goals. I mean, from that Polish team, I mean, from Poland, Lech Poznan, 75 games, 38 goals. Borussia Dortmund, 187 games, 103 goals. Bayern, he was there, 375 games, 344 goals. Oh my God, look at that consistency which Robert Lewandowski is having. But to talk about at Barcelona, he has all in total 130 games played, 91 goals. He is the man scoring. He is that scoring machine that is happening. And his reunion with Hansi Flick, along with the likes of Raphinha and Yamal, it is going big. 15 seconds to go. The game is going to begin. We had a detailed analysis of FC Barcelona, their game squad, as well as likes of Roger Blancos. But to talk about the likes of Roger Blancos, I mean, how are things going to change for Simeone if there is some sort of injuries which he is going to get? Because, oh my God, this community is so loud. Yes, the game has started and the detailed lineups are being shown. We had a detailed watch of that. And to talk about this, the Roger Blancos with this lineup, I mean, they have got the injuries of Espilicueta and Koke on the pitch for tonight. But this long season of the Champions League, Simeone's men definitely don't go for those hard works. It is those fluidity in the team which they get those advantages. The game is about to begin, and definitely this referee, is he going to be bit critical? Is this referee? The game has started, the ball has been passed back. What is that which is going to make those final moments on the pitch? What is that which is going to make those final moments on the pitch? Oh my God, that is some goal scoring opportunities for the Roger Blancos. Alvarez getting that. Sezensi just gets a stop of that. Oh my goodness. Sezenski just gets a save to it. It was Alvarez. Griezmann gave that cross. Alvarez was so good with that header, but Sezensi saves it. It is the Roger Blancos firing from the first 30 seconds. It is the first goal. Oh my God. Oh my God. Alvarez has scored in just 50 seconds of this starting game. It is Julian Alvarez. Oh my goodness. Can you believe this? Roger Blancos, Diego Simeone's man. Simeone told in the pre-match conference that they are going to get those big, they are going to get those players big, and it is Alvarez who has scored. It was Griezmann who gave that cross to Alvarez. No, Griezmann gave that with a corner to De Paul back to Griezmann. Griezmann again with that cross. Oh my goodness. It was Kubarsi the man. It was Kubarsi the man who was man marking that. Oh my God. Longlet got that header. Some deflection into it. And it was Alvarez getting those far posts and gets that touch into it. Julian Alvarez the man. You can't deny this man, Julian Alvarez. You can't deny this man, Julian Alvarez. He has got those big numbers. Oh my God. Sezenski was nowhere near to get those saves. Sezenski was nowhere near to get those saves. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That is the first goal which has been scored. That is the first goal which has been scored. Oh my God. Oh my God. That is the first goal which has been scored in just 15 minutes. Alvarez got back to back two chances. Griezmann got Alvarez with those assists. Oh my God. What is that wrong going to happen? Oh my God. The Roger Blancos has converted it so good. It is that free kick for Barcelona. Roger Blancos again going for that. Look at that. Look at that. It is Gallant trying to make those moves. Kelleher joining in with those attacks. Gets that interception. It is that interception against Kunde. Oh my God. If you guys had a miss of the starting lineup, we had a detailed discussion with those GIF images. But here it is the lineups again. And in the stats to talk about, already two shots taken by the Roger Blancos. And that is the first goal which Julian Alvarez has got. Julian Alvarez has got that kickoff perfect. Diego Simeone's man has got those perfect starting in this game. Diego Simeone's men have got those perfect starting in this game. It is the Roger Blancos again trying it. Griezmann running it. Sezenski goes for those clearances. The ball is off for a throw. What is that? What is that? What is that? Ball has been whacked past to Musso, the goalkeeper for the Rojiblancos. Barcelona are now looking to regain those position on the pitch. Some sort of build-ups looking in the progress. Kubasi gets that. Goes for Yamal. Yamal on the edge of the box, trying to cut in. Will he take that shot? No, that is a block. Gallagher, the man, has got those interceptions. The reason why Simeone has gone for Gallagher. The simple reason why Gallagher, has been picked by Simeone in this. No denying the fact. Simeone has got his big numbers talking in this, and he has got that good. Kunde back passes to Kubasi. Back to Kunde. That is some interception. Alvarez has got it. That is what Simeone's men are looking time and again. And it is Griezmann. What a pass that is. Will he take that shot? Oh my goodness. That is the second goal. Simeone's men are firing it like a bazooka, and it is Barcelona 2 goals down. Oh my goodness. Hansi Flick on the sidelines has just dropped down his jacket and he has thrown it on the pitch. That is a bad performance. That is a bad performance. Oh my goodness. Roger Blancos are going to get those big wins. Holy Christ. Look at that perfect interception Alvarez got. It was Alvarez, it was De Paul, it was Griezmann all running parallel to it. Martinez not having that speed. Ubarsi not even dropping down with that speed. De Jong not there. Balde, that man who was trying to get those interceptions, but Griezmann getting those dribbles. Even Szczynski, the goalkeeper, gets that touch to it, but it wasn't enough to prevent that goal happening. And Griezmann has got it is the likes of Griezmann 1, it is the likes of Alvarez 1, and that is the second goal which the Rojiblancos has got. Oh my God, what has happened? What has happened? Lamine Yamal getting those curtains. Interception, that is some sort of interception. To talk about Gonzalez and Longlet, they have now to get some big job for the rest 80 minutes. Yamal goes for the far post. Raphinha trying to get it, but no. It was Jimenez. No, my mistake. It was Simeone dropping down to the defense, getting those interceptions. Hansi Flick, my man, why are you looking so sad on the sidelines? I can't bear that. I can't bear that, my big man. Corner being taken, a cross inside the box, deflection. It is De Paul who has got those big passes made. Gallagher drops in, but that is a foul. Finally, the referee calls for a foul, but Roger Blancos down. They have downed Barcelona by 2 goals. That is big. Simeone's men are doing those big job on the field. They have got those big leads. They have got those fresh breath of air. They have got those fresh space which they can afford to have. They have got those relaxations. But Barcelona, can they now get those comebacks? It is what the game is now waiting for. Look at that stadium. It is so much of empty. Why are there? No, it is again a corner. No, that isn't a corner. A cross was that. But how are things going to change? Because it is Javi Galan now high up on the pitch. Simeone's men are going for those. Simeone's men, are they going for those big victories? Because look at that, it was Javi Galan who was so high up on the pitch. But look at that header, man. Alvarez on the far post, the first goal which he got. I mean, he wasn't being man marked by anyone. That was a deflection. You could say that he was lucky that the ball moved into his way, the far post. But the second goal, that was something which you can't afford to have. Martinez to Kubarsi again. Kunde passes that. A drop in shot for Torres. A block that is from Jimenez and Longlet, safe for Musso. 9 minutes 45 seconds. Oh my god. What are your votes? Who are going to get those? Do give your votes on the poll section. Varsi getting those interceptions well. Barcelona are now trying to read those passes which is happening, and we predicted it good that Roger Blancos from the right wings, they will be going for those attacks. And yes, Greenman in just starting gave those crosses, because with this lineup, Gallagher and Galan on the same side, it was looking that the Roger Blancos will keep Griezmann on the right forwards in those attacking aspects, and they got it good. No denying the fact. No denying the fact. It is Musso now going to take those goal kick. And yes, those of you who are watching it, get those links in our social media platforms. That is De Paul. Gallagher back passes to Longlet. Oh my god, high defensive lineup of Barcelona is being timed and again tested by the Roger Blancos. The high defensive lineup of Barcelona from Hansi Flick's tactical gameplays is being time and again tested. It is now some sort of goal scoring opportunities. Ferran Torres, the man running high. Will he get that? But Musso gets that save. Musso gets that save. It was some opportunity for Ferran Torres. Look at that. Pedri gave that to Raphinha. Raphinha just a first time pass. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That was some move. Hansi Flicks. I mean, that fast counter, those passes and those fast counters just showed that yes, this 2 goal lead from the Roger Blancos, Barcelona are capable of getting those equalizers. Definitely, Barcelona is capable of getting those equalizers. Back in position, Barcelona with Kouassi, Koundé, Yamal. Yamal has now gone past Galan. Gallagher dropping down. It is Yamal who is being man-marked by Gallagher as well as Galan. I mean, Simeone has got his tactics good, that he is not going to give Lamine Yamal those spaces to be happening. Alvarez again. But De Jong getting those interceptions. The ball is back on the defensive half of Barcelona. Koundé gives that to Martinez. I mean, Martinez on his side, he has got the likes of Balde, but most of those build-ups is not looking happening from the Roger Blancos. Why it is the need? Because they have got those fluidity. Oh my god, look at the fluidity with Simone's men are having. That is the balance between those strike and those defense. It is Galan now getting those interceptions from Yamal. It is your way or the highway. Both of them are playing, and consistently Alvarez with the likes of Simeone, or with the likes of De Paul, or with the likes of Llorente are consistently pressing it high, and they have got those initial damages. No denying the fact Simeone's man has got those initial damages which was required. Look at that pressing. Barcelona is looking high up on the pitch. Pedri backs that to De Jong. Kunde again. Jong, Pedri, Barsi. That is something a short pitch into the box, but interception into it. Look at that composure of the pitch. The game has been reduced to such a short pitch, and this is what Hansi Flick is known for. This is what Hansi Flick is known for. But it is the likes of Alvarez, it is the likes of Simeone who have to be bit ready for those counters to be happening. That is where the league moments which Barcelona will be having. Yamal against Galan, getting those passes. It is Pedri inside the box. What a back heel touch that is. Oh my god, what was Pedri trying to do? Is Pedri looking in the best of his form? But what a waste performance that is from Martinez and Kubarsi. That is what Hansi Flick has to rely for the whole of the season if he is going to get those big numbers, because it is the likes of Garcia, Martin, and Hector Ford and Araujo. But Araujo is not the future which Barcelona would definitely afford to have. Look at that. Griezmann is staying most of the times on those far right wings. It is now Gallagher dropping down, but Simeone as well as on the other hand, he is looking that good. But to talk about, will there be any sort of controversies with this referee on the pitch? To talk about this man, Alejandro Jose Hernandez, I mean, he has got those bad decisions in his name. Hope he doesn't commit any more bad mistakes or in some favorable decisions in the game. We can't afford to have him make those. And apart from this referee, the starting lineups for the Rojiblancos, that is Musso getting some touch to it on the far post, a corner being considered. So Barcelona will now avail their first corner to be taken. Oh my goodness. 16 minutes on the watch. Are there any header takers for Barcelona, or will they go for those short passes? What is that? Inside the box, that is Roger Blancos, Simeone, who is down to the pitch, and what a tackle that is. It was Dani Olmo who has given those tackles. Hope Barcelona can't afford to get those cards. Barcelona can't afford to get those bookings as well. A red card would definitely damage that. Pedri into the box, across, deflection from those headers, but Musso grabs it good. Goalkeeping aspects from Roger Blancos, Musso, the man, he is performing good. No denying the fact, he is performing good. But to talk about this Barcelona lineup, I mean, it is all Martinez and Kubasi who have got those, I mean, starting moment benefits given to the Roger Blancos, as well as Sezensi hasn't got those big saves. Hansi Flick must be firing up from inside, but from the outside, he is looking quite angry as well. But those two goals will definitely give those fresh breath of space for the Roger Blancos. Gallagher goes that good for Barrios. Barrios on the far gives that to Lorente. Simeone. DePaul passes that. Griezmann. I mean, look at that fluidity, time and again. Barcelona's center back high defensive lineup is looking so good. Hansi Flick has given Barcelona this high center back lineup. No denying the fact this is looking so good on the pitch. Barcelona playing like this, definitely is looking so good. But those two goals which they have got, it is inside the box opportunity, and oh my god, look at that. It is your way or the highway. Both the teams are playing it. Hansi Flick must have got some relief with that goal. Look at that. Pedri got it. Oh my god. 19 minutes, 14 seconds, and it is 3 goals. Blancos 2 and Barcelona 1. Raho passed that to Yamal, but no, this time Gallagher and Galan were too loose to it, and neither Koke or Barrios was man marking on those deep laying formations from Pedri. Torres was staying high up, and yes, they were man marking him good, but they couldn't follow the deep laying movements which Pedri had. Pedri is playing those vital roles, no denying the fact. Pedri is playing those vital roles. Oh my god, look at that fiery thing which is happening already. Yamal again goes for those crosses inside the box. But Gallagher, the man, he is not getting those defensive aspects. Barcelona now has got at 1 goal with on reply to that 2 goals from the likes of the Rochi Blancos. And yes, those of you who are watching this, do give your votes on the poll section. Who is going to get those victories? Barcelona again with those crosses. Oh my god! 20 minutes and Barcelona has got those equalizers. What is that happening? What is that happening on the pitch? Oh my god. I mean, the first 7 to 10 minutes, it was Roger Blancos getting those 2 goals, and now in the next 10 minutes, Barcelona has got those 2 goals. What is that happening? It was that corner, Raphinha took it, and that header was being taken. Oh my god, but what was Barrios doing? Barrios was against Kubarsi, but Kubarsi just showed that who is that big opportunities of those headers. Oh my god. Barsi has got a goal. I mean, he has considered twice, but with this goal, he has got some makeup of his ratings in this game so far. 20 minutes only, and it is 4 goals in the Copa del Rey semifinal first leg. Oh my goodness. The minimal again passes that to Kubarsi. Jong. Now the scores are leveled. I mean, Simone's man just gave it so bad. It is again that third goal incoming. Pedri goes for inside the box. But finally, it is a deflection from the Roger Blancos. Now the scores are level. In just 20 minutes, the scores are now level, and it is now the third goal. I think Barcelona are going to get it anytime. They are going to get it anytime. Barcelona are posing those big threats. De Jong again winning that, passes that, a deep cut in into the box. Pedri getting those assists, but deflection. Look at that. Barcelona are playing lethal, man. Barcelona are getting those positions. They are playing it lethal. They are playing it lethal. No denying the fact. Barcelona are playing lethal in this game. They are playing lethal. I mean, on the 19th minute, they got their first equalizer, and on the 21st minute, that is first 23 minutes on the watch, which we are having now. It is a pure thriller of 4 goals. Oh my god. Who could have imagined that the Copa del Rey semi-final first leg will, in those 21 minutes, get 4 goals happening? I never expected that. And that too after those 2 goals which the Roger Blanco scored. After that, Barcelona got those equalizers. Man, Hansi Flick. Big boy, you are getting those big stats counting. Barcelona are giving everything. Look at that. Barcelona are seen giving everything. Lethal Hansi Flick's team once again proving that when they are one of the biggest contenders to get those Champions League. But can the Rogi Blancos now exploit those high centre back lineups? From Hansi Flick's tactics, Hansi Flick blowing his whistle from the sidelines, instructing his players to drop down, or whether it is some whole playing movement from Olmo which he's trying to have on the mid pitch. It is Torres. Torres isn't doing that big job, but he is playing that pole position which Lewandowski does. Look at that. He is consistently getting those, slightish runs in between the likes of Gimenez and Longlet. It is now Atletico Madrid who have dropped down to those 5-4-1, whereas Barcelona, on the other hand, are now with those 4-2-3-1, which Hansi Flick prefers the most to happen. Hansi Flick loves that gameplay to happen and he is sticking to that 4-2-3-1. But the fluidity in the team is what Hansi Flick's team is getting is from the likes of Olmo and Pedri. It is again that corner incoming for the BARCA Blaugrana. Header being taken, but no, Musso grabs this ball good. Both Musso and Sejensi, both the goalkeepers, oh my god, 2 goals each. A horror night, a horror show for them in just 20 minutes of the gameplay. But now it is 26 minutes on the watch. Barcelona, will they try to go for those big goals to be happening in the first half? Because it is those moments where they would like to drop down to get those. Look at that. It is consistently De Jong and Pedri who are dropping down. Most of the times, they are dropping down most of the times for those defensive midfield jobs. But it is that Pedri who is consistently moving high up as well on those attacks. Look at those two inverted positions from Pedri and Olmo. They are consistently giving those passes high up on the pitch. But on the other hand, it is Alvarez not now going to make those interceptions. Gallagher is staying down along with Gallan to get those man marking, and it is Kunde who is now trying to exploit those far right wings. De Jong passes that to Balde, back to Martinez. Barsi again gets Yamal. But look at that. Torres. It is Javi. It is Pedri. And it is Raphinha who are consistently staying high up on those. Kunde from the right wings gets those crosses. A block interception that is from Longlet. But as the Rogi Blancos are getting those positions, they are not getting those play times happening. Now it is the likes of DePaul also dropping down on the defensive midfield because they have tasted that blood, that threat from Barcelona to be happening. It was something, those 2 goals which Simeone's man could have exploited, but I don't know why they are giving those spaces. Why it is those spaces which they are giving to Barcelona on those build-ups. That is what which is not looking good. Because Barcelona with this lineup, they are definitely getting those big build-ups on the pitch. But Roger Blancos are now not getting those fluidity. It is the likes of their midfield where DePaul is now staying deep on those defensive mid pitch. It is Torres received the ball inside the box. Will he get those turns or pass that to Olmo? But no, it is a deflection. It is some sort of interception. Roger Blancos are now seen dropping down their bus and not getting those big moments. How could Simeone's men afford to concede those two goals so quick? It is that threat from Barcelona which is happening. But will this referee who is officiating this talk about him? I mean, that Javi Martinez, Jose, what Hernandez, his name is, he has got those. This referee, he has got those big controversies in the La Liga. He has made those big controversies against Real Madrid. He has got those big controversies made in favor of Barcelona and whatnot. It is Jamal who has got past Gallagher. Gallagher is the man who is not getting those defensive aspects. Look at that from Raphinha giving it his 200% on the game. The ball was going on to the sidelines for a throw, but look at those position which he wants to keep, and he just got those sliding ones on the sidelines to save that ball, but he was unfortunate not getting those saves. It is again Barcelona playing. It is looking like some of those, I mean, PlayStation games which you are getting. It is again looking like some sort of PlayStation games which is happening. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Two goals each. Barcelona 2, Roger Blancos 2. What are your predictions? Give us on the poll section which has been pinned on the chat. It is the likes of Blaugrana Barca, it is the likes of Roger Blancos Atletico, or it is that corrupt referee moment which is going to happen. But apart from those two goals which the Roger Blancos got, it is again Ferran Torres inside the box, one on one. Musso has been conquered inside the box, but no. Oh my god. Ferran Torres could have just got that third goal, but no, denied. Barcelona are looking lethal. I mean, if they are going to play this way, then in the 45 minutes, they will get those 4 or 5 goals. And they will just end the second half resting their legs. If Barcelona are going to play like this, I mean, they have got those big fixtures. It is against the Roger Blancos, it is the Benfica, the two Champions League, it is against the Las Palmas, it is against the Real Sociedad, it is against Osasuna. They have got those fixtures this month. If they are going to play like this, then in the first half of most of the games, they will end that game, and in the second half, they will get those, I mean, rest which is required. Oh my goodness. Big lethal form which Barcelona is now showing in this game. It is Raphinha inside the box trying to get some turn, but Roger Blancos now will make. Alvarez tries to pass that for Simeone. That was some interception. Balde this time makes that interception good. Alejandro Balde now makes that interception good. Guillermo Simeone is down on the pitch. He is looking injured. He has got those injury on his fingers as well. Oh my god, that was Balde who just stepped over on his fingers. Kunde goes for Yamal. I'm not being able to understand Gallagher, who is staying on those right mid pitch. Why is he staying so deep and giving those passes to Kunde and Yamal on the pitch? It is what their numbers are not counting and they are lacking. Oh my god, Alvarez gets a straight head on head collision with Kubarsi, and Kubarsi is down to the ground. But the referee gives no card for those. It is Pedri again to Kunde. Yamal. Yamal showing his majestic skills with his left footer. Gets that cross for Olmo. But inside the box now, Rojiblancos are looking comfortable. Pedri to Yamal again. Yamal against Gallagher. It is likes of Kunde who is getting those moves. But from the mid pitch, Koke gives that interception. Oh my god. The Rojiblancos are not going wide on the pitch, and that is why the counters are not happening. Most of the times, they are trying to make those center incisive runs, and on the far wings, they are not going for those. What was that? Oh my god, Lemmy Yamal just got his boot off on the pitch. Kubasi goes for Kunde. Back to Kubasi. Look at those whole moment players from Dani Olmo. He is making those moments look so good and creating those spaces. Dani Olmo is the man. He gets those things happen so good. In between Kunde and in between Lamine Yamal, he is playing those pivotal whole player role and getting those spaces. Walde on the left wings. Cross that is. It was perfect, but interception. Yamal goes for Pedri on the edge of the box. A short pass into the box. Griezmann goes. Where is that Griezmann going to pass? The ball was there on the run, but no, Griezmann went for Alvarez, who was deep laying on those runs to be made. It is the numbers which the Rojiblancos are not counting it good on the pitch. They have got those 2 goals, but they are not counting those big numbers on the pitch. Simeone's men, they did it so good, they got those 2 goals, but now they are not counting those numbers on the pitch. They are relying much on their defensive aspect. The lineups for the Rojiblancos, Gallagher has been picked in the starting lineups. It is because Simeone wanted to get those man marking against Lamine Yamal, but it is Olmo who is playing those pivotal whole pair in between Kunde and Yamal. Vasi passes that to Kunde again. Because to look at this lineup from Barcelona, they are getting those high center back and they are looking it so comfortable. It is Martinez who is staying on those late build-ups. But Kubarse, Yamal inside the box trying to get some curl. No denied. Back passes to Kunde. Man, Kunde, look at him. He is making those passes. He's making those crosses. That is something which Hansi Flick has got big from Kunde to be happening. Kunde is that man who is doing those big jobs. No denying the fact. Kunde is playing those big stats on this game. Kunde, Kubasi, De Jong, Pedri, Raphinha, they have been. I mean, these players are doing those marvelous jobs. Raphinha has got an assist, Pedri has got a goal, Kunde has got an assist, Kubasi has got a goal. Whereas from the likes of the Roger Blanclos, it is Longlet who has got an assist, Griezmann and Alvarez has got one goal each. But Alvarez has got also an assist in his name. It is the high scoring man Alvarez who is the most top rated player on the pitch as of now. 39 minutes on the watch. Gallagher back passes that to Griezmann. Griezmann gets it. Good. Look at that move from Sezensi. Oh my god. Sezensi is making those runs high on the pitch. How could you expect that? I have never seen Sezenski making those high pitch runs in my life. I have never seen Sezensi making those high attacking goalkeeping runs to be made. Oh my god. This Barcelona is looking too hot to handle. Yamal again trying to get it against Galan, but Galan and Gallagher, they are not looking good enough. And Galan on the left backs not doing his job. I think it would have been the likes of, I mean, whom do Simeone would like to get on the left backs? It will be the likes of Lino, which he will be trying to might. Oh my God, Barcelona has got that third goal. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at that. It is the headers which are now counting. The second goal came from a header, and it is now the third goal which Barcelona has got. Oh my god. Barcelona has got their third goal again. That is a header. Smile on the face of Hansi Flick on the sidelines. Raphinha took those. That is what I'm talking. Roger Blancos suddenly are not counting those numbers on the pitch. What were they expecting? They are looking at the referee for some sort of offside into it. No, man, that wasn't definitely offside. Joy in the on the face of Hansi Flick on the sidelines, and he is seen celebrating that third goal with his assist on the sidelines. And yes, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, can you believe this? Can you believe this? The Roger Blancos got those two goals in 10 minutes, and in those 21 minutes, the Blaugrana Barcelona Barca got those equalizers of two goals, and in those 41 minutes, they have got that lead, scoring that third goal. But I mean, after getting those two goals, Atletico Madrid are not looking getting those numbers counting. It isn't Barcelona playing that good. Yes, they are getting those shots, those crosses good on the pitch, but the numbers which needs to be counting from Diego Simeone's men on the pitch is not happening. They are not getting those numbers counted on the pitch. It is not looking for them. It is not looking from them. Again, a free kick from Barcelona, but it is so wide off from the box. A header again, that is Martinez, safe for Musso. It is safe for Musso now. Oh my god. Oh my god. Musso is making those saves. It is for him to make those things happening. But will that be counting? Will that be counting? Look at that man marking. Oh my god, that was something defensive error which the Roger Blancos has shown. Roger Blancos has shown those defensive errors. No denying the fact. No denying the fact. The Rojiblancos are now seen having some dispute, and Simeone, on the other hand, is looking something bit disheartening. He has his hands on his face. Oh my goodness. And so many of the guys are also streaming this for today. Oh my god. But to talk about Sejensi, he has been seen doing this aggressive one on the pitch. I haven't seen Sejensi most of the times coming so high up on the pitch and making those saves. Kunde gets that to Olmo. First touch was good. Balde with that shot, but so wide for Balde. Not happening from him. I mean, already 3 goals. Jan Oblak is asking his defense to get hold of that player who was making those runs. It was for Martinez, which he was asking from the sidelines. A back pass from the Roger Blancos. Muso. Muso goes for Galan. I mean, how is that thing happening? Galan is now playing high up on the pitch. Gallagher dropping down. It is now Yamal who is in an open space. Look at that. But no passes coming on from the Roger Blancos. It is 45 minutes are up. 5 minutes of added time in the first half. It is Javi Galan is looking in a bad form. No denying the fact. Javi Galan, that man on the left back, is looking bad in form. I mean, this man, to talk about Javi Galan, he is from the likes of the Roger Blancos. He is back from loan this season, but he hasn't been that consistent for today's game. Javi Galan hasn't been that consistent for today's game. It is Pedri again. Balde. Barcelona are doing their decent job. They are making those creativity. They are making those high position. They are making those high build-ups. And time and again, it is the likes of Olmo. It is the likes of Pedri who are seen penetrating. But it is on the other hand, the Roger Blancos, they are not getting those numbers counting on the page. It is not looking good. It is not happening. But they got those 2 goals, and what was the reason why they are not getting those numbers counting? Damn it, man. And there are so much of less fans as well on the stands. I mean, look at those fans who are watching from the stadium at the Lewis companies. That is so less. I mean, so few of the fans who are on the sidelines watching this game. Oh my god, Yamal takes that shot. Holy Christ. Muso gets that save. I mean, it will be those bad ratings which Muso will get in his lifetime. Because the previous game which Barcelona and the Roger Blancos happened, it was the likes of Roger Blancos winning it by 1 goal lead. 2-1 was the scoreline. Prior to that, it was Barcelona 3-0. Barcelona have got those past 3 wins, 4 wins, 5 wins. It was consecutive 5 wins for Barcelona, and the Roger Blancos got those win. But now again in this, it is the likes of Roger Blancos trailing it bad. Man, On the other hand, from the likes of the Roger Blancos, Simeone, the man, he is not seen getting those moves. Oh my god, Olmo is again inside the box trying to make those shots. I mean, look at the way Barcelona players are playing. It is seeming as if the ball has been glued to their legs. It is looking as if the ball has been glued to their legs. No denying the fact. Oh my goodness. 5 minutes off at a time in the first half is up. And the way Barcelona is playing in this, I don't think that there will be any sort of controversial referee decisions to be happening. No opportunities left for those controversial decisions to be made by the referee on the pitch. It is Simeone trying to get those. But what is that Simeone trying to? Look at that. Oh my god. Big threat from Barcelona. They have made their statement big that they are going to get those big numbers counting. It is again boldly moving in, passes to Olmo. Olmo time and again makes those right footer movements, takes that shot straight for Musso. No, not much worry for Musso this time. Hansi Flick is time and again asking De Jong to drop down. But De Jong playing on those anchor midfield positions is playing it so good, but Kubarsi on the other hand is staying high up on the pitch. That is where the Roji Blancos have to take those advantages in coming. And the reason why it is happening is because Simeone has got their men handicapped with the likes of Gallagher and Galan. They both are staying deep down because they don't want to give the likes of Lamine Yamal to make any sort of moves. Oh my god, that is those lethal moves which Barcelona has got it, and they have got those. I mean, one goal lead after conceding those two goals early. Oh my god. This Barcelona is looking lethal, guys. This Barcelona is looking damn lethal. And time and again, Hansi Flick's man against those big teams are making it happen so good. Still, in the substitutions to talk about, Barcelona has got the likes of Araujo, but they won't go for it. Hector Ford, Martin Garcia on the defense. It is Fermin Lopez and Javi, which they will definitely come up with in the second half. Casado is there. Pau Victor and Lewandowski, those two attacks will be seen in the second half as well. But to talk about Simeone, he has given all of his midfield into the first half. It is only the option which they have got is Samuel Das Lino. But Simeone, instead of going with Lino, went for Gallagher on the left wings and Gallagher and Galan. But Galan was is not doing that good of a job. Xavi Galan is the man where Simone would like to make those substitutions to talk about the lineup from the Rogi Blancos. It is the aspect of Xavi Galan where he is not looking good fit on the pitch for tonight. And from the likes of Barcelona to talk about in their formation, it is just look at the lineup. Yes, it is the likes of Olmo, who wasn't seen much involved in the first half. He was just moving in those whole player movements, not getting those touches, not getting those moves. But after those 35 minutes, I mean, it was initially the likes of Pedri who was seen making those moves. But after that, after those 35 minutes, initial moves from Pedri, it was Olmo who was seen making those moves. It is some sort of inverted attacking midfield opportunities which Barcelona is creating with the likes of Pedri and Olmo. Raphinha already has got 2 assists, Pedri has got a goal, Martinez has got a goal, Kubasti has got a goal, and Kunde has an assist. Oh my god. What a game turning and what a big moment which is happening over here. It is the halftime. 3-2 is the scoreline. We will be having the watch of the second half, but before that, I would like to take a short break of 1 minute. And on the other hand, the scoreline for the other games, Brighton and Bournemouth in those 5 minutes of stoppage time. Brighton are 2, Bournemouth 1. Bournemouth with this defeat will drop down to the 7th spot, whereas Brighton will move higher on their 8th spot. Crystal Palace and Aston Villa. Oh my god, Aston Villa has got those 4-1 against Crystal Palace. What is wrong with Aston Villa? What is wrong with Unai Emery in the Premier League? I am not being able to understand. What is wrong with Unai Emery in the Premier League? Whereas in the Champions League, he did it so good. And on the other hand, on this one, it is Aston Villa down by 4-1 against Crystal Palace. But Inter and Lazio, the game which is going on the 64th minute, it is Inter 1, Lazio 0. That Coppa Italia quarterfinal, which is also going on, that is something big which Inter are going to make. They are in the sole Serie A team who are in the Champions League. Apart from that, all the other Serie A teams are out of the Champions League. And in this Coppa Italia quarterfinals, to talk about, tomorrow we have the game of Juventus and Empoli, and Atlanta, on the other hand, has also got those exits from the hands of Bologna, and it is Bologna who is on the semi-finals, and AC Milan are on the semi-finals. And if Inter are going to get this win over Lazio, they will face AC Milan on the semi-finals, and it will be the winner of Bologna and Juventus, most probably from the semi-finals, will get those final spots. So again, it is going to be AC Milan, it is going to be Inter Milan and Juventus, but Atlanta this time not in the semi-finals top 4 spots. But still, it is 65 minutes on the watch. This game is going on between Inter and Lazio. And on the other hand, Chelsea and Southampton. Chelsea are up 3 goal. Oh my god, Chelsea, Enzo Maresca 3 goals against the trailing on the verge of relegation Southampton. Big. That is a big win Chelsea are having, because in the Premier League table they are down on the 4th spot and they lost so many games, but higher than Manchester City. Oh my god. The deeper blues are higher than the lighter blues in the Premier League. What a game that is going to be. But we will be having the watch of this second leg the second half between Barcelona and the Atletico Madrid. We will take a short break, and what a comeback that is from Barcelona. Down by 2 goals and getting that 1 goal lead. And in the half time, we have got 5 goals. What is that going to be coming in the second leg? We'll be having the watch of that. But give me 1 minute. I will take a short break over here and I will be back. Oh, Barcelona are looking pretty damn dangerous. But I have lost my bottle over here. And yes, those of you who are watching this, give your polls on the chat. So in the second half, oh my God, we have got a vote that the Barca Blaugrana are going to get those wins. Man, the way Barcelona are playing, I mean, they are playing good, but Barcelona is not playing that lethal to be talking about because Roger Blancos on the numbers counting not doing it good because in the lineups for the Roger Blancos, if we first have a look at that, I mean, in this lineup, the Roger Blancos from their left back, it is the likes of Galan, Xavi Galan, who is not doing that good. I mean, he has been performing too bad, but it is also the likes of, I mean, Lorente, Jimenez, and Longlet staying on those. Why is Lorente and Simeone? I mean, Diogo Simeone, the manager, has dropped Simeone on the right backs. I don't think that this thing is happening. He would have dropped Gallagher on the defensive midfields and brought in Lino. But he went for that is some sort of tactical miss error which Diogo Simeone has made. I mean, he has got Lorente and Simeone both on the right backs. He has got Longlet and Galan on the left backs, dropping Gimenez on those mid center backs for those, I mean, destroyer movements. But DePaul and Barrios are staying high up. I don't think that is what the creativity which the Roger Blancos are happening, but they got those two goals. That was what Simeone was much relying that they are going to get those counter press against Barcelona and their high centre back lineup. They will expose it by the likes of Alvarez, Griezmann, Simeone, or it is those runs from DePaul. But Gallagher hasn't been seen making those runs. So it is Alvarez, DePaul, Griezmann, and Simeone who are seen. It is those four numbers which the Roger Blancos has exploited and got those two goals. But after those 10 minutes prior to that, where the Roger Blancos got those two goals, it was all from the likes of Barcelona. I mean, suddenly from nowhere, they got that first goal, that second goal with that header. It was that third goal also, which was going to be happening because looking at the stats, if we look at this, oh my God, look at these stats. Look at these stats. It is 11 shots which Barcelona has got, 7 on target, 5 big chances they have got. How can you deny a team with so much of good players in their form this season 5 big chances? I mean, the Roger Blancos has completely nailed it bad after those first two goals. I mean, must be those relaxed moments which Diogo Simeone's men got into it and the numbers counting for them on the pitch. I mean, one man marking one to one was not happening, whereas the involvement of Griezmann much on the defensive aspects wasn't much seen. It was Diogo Simeone's instruction to the Roger Blancos wasn't looking that good, which is to be happening on the first minute. It was Alvarez who got back-to-back two chances. The first one was a save. The second one he got a goal. Again on the first minute, it was Longlet getting those chances. Alvarez again. Griezmann on the 6th minute, that was a counter which he got it. Goal. Yamal not making those performances, but it is the likes of Javi Galan who is seen giving those upper hand to Yamal on the pitch. It was Ferran Torres making those shots on the 12th minute. It was a save. Pedri again taking that. This was the first goal which happened, and no one was there man marking Pedri because 5 of the centre backs from the Roger Blancos were down on their defensive lineup. No one was there. Barrios wasn't there present on the mid pitch to block the center of the box. Olmo, he was seen making those moves, especially after those 30-35 minutes. But in the first 30-35 minutes, he was a bit silent. It was the likes of Pedri who was making those moves inside the box. Kubarsi, 21st minute, getting that header. No one was man marking Kubarsi. I mean, Kubarsi was being man marked, but it was the likes of, I mean, Roger Blancos who couldn't get those header stop from Kubarsi to be happening. Ferran Torres, that was a shot. It was all again from Barcelona. They were just getting those bombers, and Musso was the man who was on the net, saving it somehow. 44th minute, it was Yamal again. It was a block all day again inside the box. Yamal, most of the shots which he has taken is outside the box. Gallagher has been doing it good, not giving him those spaces, but what Javi Galan has to do is not what the need of the hour from Diogo Simeone's man. But to talk about this lineup, definitely Simeone has to make some sort of substitutions from the sides of Galan as well as from the likes of Barrios or Simeone. He has to drop one and make those rest things happening. But that will be the another. I mean, after those first 15 minutes, he will make those substitutions. But at for present, Javi Galan is the man who Diogo Simeone has to think he will make those changes or not. It will be seen. And Barcelona, on the other hand, to talk about them, it is Unde performing seriously so good. Kubarsi, De Jong, Martinez, and Kubasi conceded, but they got those two goals. That is what their complete overall rating has drastically changed. And Pedri, on the other hand, is proving marvelous. Raphinha is marvelous. Olmo, he will not be needing those substitutions from Hansi Flick because Olmo hasn't been that competitive enough in the first half. But after those 35 minutes, he was making those moves, especially with the likes of Yamal. That is the part where Diogo Simeone's men are pressing it high up to get those blocks, and on the other hand, they are conceding it from their far post. That is what the things happened in the first half, and from the lineups, Barcelona and the likes of the Roger Blancos, the second half has started over here. What are the substitutions which has been made? Has there been any substitutions? Oh my goodness. They have stuck to their first half lineup. So Diogo Simeone's man will definitely like to move on with the score line up to those 80-85 minutes, and in those late second half and in those stoppage time, they will go for those equalizers. Nothing from that. Nothing more happening to be seen in the second half from the Roger Blancos. Much. No substitutions. Yes, it has been confirmed. No substitutions from either the Roger Blancos or the likes of Barcelona. The second half has started. Olmo having a feel on the pitch. I mean, the first two goals, Hansi Flick was totally dumbstruck. And after those three goals, which Barcelona scored, Hansi Flick was seen enjoying on the sidelines. I mean, what an upside down moment for Hansi Flick in the first half, as well as same for Diogo Simeone. With those two goals, he was having those smile on his face, and in the pre-match conference, he has also said that they are going to get those picks. But after getting those two goals and now trailing by one, it is Simeone who is seen scratching his face on the sidelines. De Jong passes that to Pedri. That is a back pass to Martinez. Kunde, Yamal. Yamal one-on-one up against the likes of Alvarez, Galan, getting those interceptions. Not happening. Not happening. Javi Galan is the man where Barcelona would like to exploit more of the likes of Lamine Yamal to be overtaking him. It is Alvarez who gets that to Griezmann, but no, Pedri was there for that interception. I mean, look at the speed which Barcelona players are having. They are dropping down so fast. They are moving high up on the pitch so fast. Raphinha back passes that to Martinez. Muso, Varsi, that is Olmo getting those positions. Yamal moving to the wing again. All day. Pedri goes for Yamal. Yamal inside the box trying to get a cut in. But this way, the Roger Blancos, will they go for those moments? Yes, it is Simeone making those runs. He is one-on-one against Kubarsi, taking that left footer, but a block. Kubarsi against Simeone. Kubarsi has won it. Now it is Alvarez again. Into the box. He makes that deep cut-in pass into the center of the box. But Balde this time gets those interception. I mean, look at that number. Oh my God. But Griezmann is staying far on the wider parts of the pitch. There is some sort of fight going on between Balde and Simeone. Alvarez with that corner being taken, but Szczęsny gets that hold of the ball so good. Gives that to Martinez. Balde recovers that good. De Jong. Barcelona are playing their good game, no denying the fact. But on the other hand, the Roger Blancos only getting Griezmann involved. That is what Diego Simeone's men do it most of the times. But dropping Simeone and Lorente is not happening on the right backs as well. I mean, they still have got Molina, they still have got. I mean, if you look at the lineups for the Roger Blancos, they still have got Molina, they still have got Ronaldo, Kelme, but no, man, Diego Simeone is playing a big beat. But Barcelona, to talk about them, they also have got Casado, they have got Victor, Lewandowski, Xavi, we coming on, Lopez, any of them are also present. Injuries are not much that factor because Szczęsny is that goalkeeper which they have got for this season. It is a block, interception, Roger Blancos. Now they are getting those open game play on the pitch. Lorente back pass to him. Simeone passes that. It is Griezmann again. Will he take that shot? Oh my God. 2-on-2. Gallagher. Gallagher and Alvarez. Both of them just intersects, and that deflection which Griezmann got against Szczęsny, that could have been that equalizer which the Roger Blancos could have got. But no. Look at that. It is the high defensive lineup, and De Paul with that cross, he was so good. Griezmann with his left footer couldn't get it past, but Gallagher and Alvarez, both from the same team, just got those intersections with each other. Oh my God. That is what I'm saying. High centre back lineups can be exposed this way. Simeone's men are doing it good, no denying the fact. Apart from their left back, Javi Galan, Simeone's men are doing it good. It is Lee Normand seeing on the sidelines, warming up. But will this good informed Barcelona will try? Oh my God, Pedri is getting those dribbles past time and again. Will he get that passed into the defense of Roger Blancos? Denied. Griezmann, will he take that touch? Denied again. Look at that from Raphinha. He takes that shot to almost so quick. It is now Renildo seen warming up. That is what the substitution was needed. Definitely, this substitution was much needed in the first, in the starting of the second half itself. Martinez getting those interceptions to Ferran Torres, but Ferran Torres hasn't been that constructive. Most of the times, he has been seen making those pole positions on the pitch. So yes, Reinildo is the man who is ready on the sidelines, available to make those substitutions. Yamal one-on-one with Torres trying to get some build-up inside the box, denied. Simeone, Raphinha, Simeone winning it. De Paul, it is the numbers which the Barcelona players are counting it so good. They are counting the numbers on the pitch. It is the two substitutions. Simeone is out. It is Samuel Lino who is in, and on the other hand, Javi Galan is out. Yes, those were the two substitutions which we're talking about. Simeone and the likes of Galan in the first half, they were not looking that constructive. And yes, Diego Simeone has made those two substitutions. Good from Simeone. Can with these two substitutions which he has made, will that bring any sort of changes? Ronaldo most of the times will be seen much on those defensive aspects, whereas the likes of Samuel Lino, he will make those runs, especially on those counters. Lorente makes that long throw interception, that is De Paul Gallagher, but Gallagher is now seen making his move on the right midfield. Oh my god, Dani Olmo is down on the pitch. Gallagher is not that man who could have expected such things to happen. It is something which Gallagher must not have expected to happen. Renaldo staying on the left backs. Lorente has moved to the right backs, whereas Gallagher has moved to the right midfield. But the likes of those defensive midfield opportunities, oh my god, inside the box, shot being taken by Raphinha. But this time, no worries for Musso. No worries for Musso. Because the stats are talking so big. Look at that, 12 shots which they have taken so far. It was Raphinha who went for those power left footers, but it was denied. Pedri with that corner, a short pass that is to Yamal. Yamal trying to get some curl inside the box. He is dribbling fast, good. But no, the referee, he is down on the pitch, but the referee asked for the game to continue. No penalty, no fouls. The referee says. To talk about this, referee, he has also got those big controversies in his name. Hope that doesn't come good. And apart from those referral decisions, Raphinha is now down on the box, down on the pitch, inside the box. Raphinha is now injured, I guess. But Lamine Yamal had a fall inside the box. Oh my god, that was a bad tackle. That was a bad tackle. That was something, a bad tackle from Lino on the pitch. That was Samuel Lino who made that tackle. That was bad on the pitch. But to talk about the Roji Blancos, their midfield presence of Barrios also not performing that good. Barrios is the man who is also not performing that good on the pitch. No denying the fact. Barrios, on the other hand, is also not doing that good on the pitch. Inside the box, deflection that is. But while Lee Normand is also not being picked in the lineup, Simeone has to make those changes. Otherwise, they are going to concede more. De Jong passes that to Pedri. Pedri makes that to Olmo. Olmo on the far post goes good. Interception. Some sort of passes happening. Alvarez is making those runs, but he is up against De Jong and Kouassi. Back passes to Griezmann. Griezmann changes the wings. It is De Paul. De Paul gets Griezmann again. De Paul again. Reinildo goes for Alvarez. Alvarez gets that inside the box. But no. Kouassi this time gets the interception good. So I think Gallagher is the man who needs to be substituted, and as well as the likes of Barros, both of them not doing it good. Gallagher and Barrios. Yes, I think it is the substitution which has been made. Oh my god. Gallagher is now getting those substitutions. Molina is now coming onto the pitch. Gallagher now being dropped. So Molina will stay on the right backs and Llorente will definitely move high up on the pitch. De Paul staying on the right midfields. Llorente moving on to the center mid pitch. But on the other hand, the likes of Barros, he also needs some sort of substitution from him. It is for Pedri. Llorente is there. He's making those runs good. What a header interception that is. A good one. Pedri again. Look at that control which Pedri is having on the pitch. He goes for Balde inside the box. Will he take that shot? No, denied. Llorente passes that to Molina. De Paul, but the thirds and fourths where the Barcelona are winning it time and again against the Roji Blancos, but the Roji Blancos are not getting those big build-ups happening with those passes. Barsi to Kunde, back to Kubarsi. Yamal gets that. Torres not good enough. It is now Alvarez making those moves. De Paul. I mean, the Roji Blancos with these moves, they are now getting those predictable moves on the pitch, and it is happening. Molina with that throw. I mean, in the first half, in just 21 minutes, we got 4 goals. In the first 7 minutes, we got 2. In the next 14 minutes, we got 2 more. I mean, 4 goals were scored, but in the second half, now it is 62 minutes on the watch. Not a single goal being scored. So both the teams are having those build-ups looking quite familiar to each other happening. They are getting those good interceptions. It is those few opportunities which the Roji Blancos will have on the pitch, and they will look to gain those momentum. Oh my god, that is somewhat. I mean, what has Pedri been fed before this game? Look at that. What has Pedri been fed just before the game, but it is now the likes of DePaul making those runs. Balde gets that interception safe inside the box. Look at that celebration which Balde is having. Oh my god. Balde, after those interceptions against DePaul, look at that celebration as if he has won that Copa del Rey. That was a good change of, but that first touch from DePaul wasn't that good enough to get it into the box. He could have rather waited and got those positions. Balde to Raphinha, Pedri again. Look at those triangle moves. I mean, those 180-degree round the pitch where they are having. Alvarez going one on one against, doesn't goes for the ball. But Barros, he is not man marking Dani Olmo, he is not man marking Torres. Barros on the mid pitch, he is looking lost. Look at that defensive midfield approach from Barros on the pitch. He is looking lost on the pitch. He is looking absolutely lost on the pitch. No denying the fact. Barros is the man. He is looking absolutely lost in the mid pitch. Nothing is he contributing much. It is the substitution which Simeone has to get. Olmo trying to get some momentum, but the ball is off for a throw. Kunde, Kubarsi, Martinez passes that to Raphinha. I mean, that is the mid space which Simeone's men are giving it time and again. Simeone's men are giving those mid spaces, and it is happening time and again. Entry again with the ball. Yamal is there on the wings, but back passes to Martinez. Balde, De Jong. De Jong to Martinez again. Back to De Jong. Back to Sezensi. Look at the numbers counting. It is not happening. Look at the numbers counting from the in the pitch from the Rogi Blancos. Not happening. Barsi goes for that long pass to Raphinha. Oh my god, Raphinha gets that first touch. So good. Yamal up against Barros, but this time Barros has won it. Griezmann. Oh my god. It is that high centre back lineup, and it is those moves from Sezensi. Barcelona is playing those high centre back lineups, and it is Sezensi who is seen making those attacking goalkeeping moves time and again. Griezmann now being called off the pitch. It is now Sorloth who is coming on. Alexander Sorloth, the man. Will he make those runs? Will that be counting enough? It is many substitutions which has happened. It is the likes of DePaul coming to the sidelines, Correa, the super sub for the Roger Blancos, coming in, Ferran Torres out of the pitch from Barcelona, Robert Lewandowski coming in, Dani Olmo is out, and Xavi is coming in. So Hansi Flick is also making those changes. Is not relaxed. Hansi Flick not relaxed with that goal lead because he knows Roger Blancos can fire at any time. Oh my goodness. Who could have expected that this Copa del Rey game is going to be such a huge one? I mean, 5 goals? I never expected that. Is Renildo moving in? Lino, no, denied. That is a corner. I think the first in the second half to be incoming. This is the first corner incoming for the Rogi Blancos in the second half. It is a header, no denied. Lorente is getting more predictable on the pitch, but this time inside the box, a header again. Denied. Barcelona, will they go for those shots? Yes, Raphinha was seen making those moves. Simeone is looking dejected on the pitch. Simeone is looking dejected on the pitch. Diego Simeone is looking dejected on the pitch. Oh my god, that is a yellow card being shown. Diego Simeone, looking dejected, was making those aggressive talks from the sidelines, and he has been shown a yellow card for that. Martinez again goes for Balde. De Jong. Whom is Jong going to get that? Pedri, look at those wide places where he is getting those moves on the pitch. Pedri, Kubarsi. I mean, do you guys think that Dani Olmo is going to get those exits? He has got those big goals. I mean, out of those 23 games which he has played this season at Barcelona, 7 goals he has got. But do you think that Hansi Flick needs more for him? Orlov making those runs. Orlov is a tall guy. He can make those moves, but will he be able to get past Martinez and Kubarsi? Lorente pressing it high. Sensi goes for those clearances. But Gimenez, on the other hand, he has been performing good. No denying the fact. It is now the likes of Lorente goes for Sorloth. Yes, that is the goal we are talking about. Oh my god, the flags are raised. Sorloth was offside. Who was offside into that? Let us have a check of it. That is what I'm talking about. Oh my god. How was that offside? How was that offside? I could get that. Who was offside into that? Who was offside into that? Oh my god, the ball has been given away so cheaply by Musso. Raphinha takes that shot, but unlucky, he couldn't get a goal out of that. Big chance missed. Oji Blancos has got those 2 big chances in the second half, but they have missed it bad. It is all left for Angel Correa, that super sub Sorloth, to get those goals incoming. And talk about Alexander Sorloth. I mean, 29 years of age from Norway, 33 games he has played, 12 goals he has got. He has been doing it good. Will he get those big moments? Because 22 matches he has played, most of the matches he has played those substitution super subs. 8 games he has started only. Whereas to talk about Korea, he is that man which Simone will be looking. But no, Angel Korea, that man, his moves are making bit happening at times, but not that good to be happening for a goal. 73 minutes on the watch. Still more than 25 minutes plus stoppage time. Simone will be definitely much happy if they are going to get those equalizers. If they are going to get those wins, it will definitely be a big one. But after the involvement of Lewandowski on the pitch, look at that. Yamal has got those spaces. Oh my god. I was talking about Lewandowski and he just got it. It was something single handedly gifted to Lewandowski by that young kid Lamine Yamal. Look at that. Lamine Yamal just crafted that. He just dribbled past two players inside the box and gifted that to Lewandowski. It is the individual talent for tonight where Barcelona is getting those upper hands. It is those individual talent on the pitch where Barcelona is taking those upper hand on the pitch against the Roger Blancos. I think it was Ronaldo who couldn't get those. Yes, it was the likes of Javi Galan who wasn't doing it good. He was substituted. Ronaldo coming in. But what a pass that was from Lamine Yamal. Oh my god, in between the legs of Longlet. But this time, Jimenez, the man, wasn't there on the centre back lines. But Lewandowski, was that offside? Oh, he was good. What was that? Oh my god. Was Lewandowski looking a bit offside into that? It is your way or the highway. The BARCA Blaugrana on their first big game of this month. It was against Las Palmas. They got it. And now, oh my god, this is the fifth goal incoming. Robert Lewandowski one-on-one against Jimenez. But now, this time, Jimenez man marked Lewandowski good, and that goal has been denied. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. My mistake, guys. It was Renildo. It wasn't Jimenez. It was Renildo who got those tackles against Lewandowski. What is now left for the Roger Blancos? Are they going to park the bus or now are they going to make those attacks? Diogo Simeone's man, the first leg down by 2 goals. This is the away leg. The second one they will be having at their home at the Metropolitano. But will that add something to it? Because if Barcelona are going to get those big momentums, I mean, it is the 17th of March in the La Liga where they will be playing against the Roger Blancos, and again on the 3rd of April where the second leg of the Copa del Rey semifinal will be played. But now Lamine Yamal is looking firing up and making those moves. This is the goal Robert Lewandowski has got, the latest one. 4-2 is the score line. Barcelona 4, Roger Blancos 2. Still 77 minutes, 13 minutes plus game, I mean plus stoppage time. Petri, Kunde, Yamal. That is a handball, I guess. Yes. Lamine Yamal, after those 75 minutes, is now looking fired up and making those moves. It is those centre back defensive aspects from the Roji Blancos who are now seen looking dried up of the fresh legs. But look at the stats of this game. I mean, it is those 70% possession which the Blaugrana are posting off, whereas 30% from the likes of the Roji Blancos. That is something big. Whereas passing accuracy 89%, whereas the Roji Blancos 76%. I mean, most of those interceptions which Barcelona has got in those third and fourth, oh my god, that is a pass to Lewandowski. But this time, Lewandowski wasn't that aware to get those runs. I mean, the more the game is going on up to those 90 minutes, it is Barcelona looking to get those big possession in those passes on the pitch everywhere. It is those big moments which Barcelona are having. It is Sorloth trying to make those runs, but no. Hard against Kubarsi to go. It is hard against Kubarsi. Sorloth is feeling that hard against Kubarsi on the pitch. Raphinha back passes to De Jong. De Jong crosses the wings, goes for Kunde. Whom is Kunde going to? He goes for Yamal. De Jong. But look at that. Consistently, Raphinha, Yamal, and Lewandowski are holding those positions, whereas it is those sweeper backs and those attacking midfields from the likes of Barcelona are making those moves. And it is creating those spaces. It is that typical 4-2-3-1 which Hansi Flick is implementing it. No denying the fact with those high centre back lineup, the German gameplay which they are having it over here, but there is some sort of fluidity with the likes of the attacking midfield players dropping in down on the pitch. Now Raphinha is moving on to the right wings. He gets that position. He is cutting in. Oh my god. The Rogi Blancos, on the other hand, getting those interceptions, but somehow managing it to stop Barcelona from scoring. Oh my god. Jimenez makes that tackle so bad on the pitch. I mean, to talk about this lineup, it is going on like this, and Kubarsi and Martinez, who conceded in the first half but scoring those two goals, just overcame those stats as well. Everything is looking good for Barcelona. No denying the fact. Alvarez and Griezmann, the two scorers which got those conversions, I mean, first two goals were completely for them. Javi Galan not performing it good. De Paul dropped. Simeone dropped. Gallagher dropped. I mean, the first lineup which Diogo Simeone took for this game got those attacks good only with the likes of Alvarez and Griezmann, but from the mid pitch, from the sweeper backs, nothing happened. It is Hansi Flick, man who has restrained them from scoring after those 7 minutes. After that, I don't think a single shot has been taken that clinical enough or on target. Lewandowski free kick. Oh my god, Raphinha takes that with the. What is that? It is on the eyes of Musso from the fans. They are getting those laser lights at Musso. Oh my god. Barcelona, if they are going to keep this lead of 2 goals in the second leg, it will be a tough job for the Roger Blanco. Ronaldo passes that to Barros. Ronaldo again, Lino. Danilo is not that meat who is going to good against Yamal. Yamal goes for that far wing cross to Raphinha. It is Lino again. He gives that to Alvarez. Inside the box goes. That will be a shot taken by Llorente. Llorente takes it bang into the box and he gets it good. Big man. Third goal. Come for that fourth. Boys, come for that fourth goal. It was Marcus Llorente. That is what I am saying from the first half. Marcus Llorente in this game on the right backs and Simeone on the right backs wasn't that looking good. It was a big tactical error from Simeone which happened. Correa passed that. Look at that. It is what looked good. He just makes that pass into the center of the box and Llorente just gets it good. Agency old wine not good enough to get any sort of touch to it. Raphinha is now out. Fermin Lopez has been called into the attack. Pedri is now out and Garcia. So it is the likes of Hansi Flick getting some reinforcements ready onto the pitch. The scoreline now 4-3. Oh my god, Copa del Rey Semifinals. The game started with those two early goals. After that, it was those two equalizers. It was in the first half. The BARCA Blaugrana getting those lead of that third goal. And after those, what is that? A referee check is going on for what? This referee, if is he going to make any bad decision on the pitch? Raphinha is not looking on the sidelines happy with that substitution. He needed those more playtime. 85 minutes on the watch. Can the Rojiblancos get those equalizers, or it is likes of Barcelona who will get more goals on it? Hansi Flick has got his upper neck bit shinned up. Diogo Simeone, on the other hand, is now making some instructions. Yamal is down on the pitch. Is it those time waste management which they are trying to get? They don't want to get those equalizers. They want to kill those time, or it is some sort of opportunities. It is Jimenez who gets that goal to Molina. Molina gets a cut in. That is some sort of interception on the pitch. Llorente gets it. Oh my god, finally interception. That is, or what are those interceptions which the Rojiblancos are making it? Hold that ball, get those positions, then make those passes. It is a fight going on in the pitch. Oh my goodness. That is a big tackle. That is a big tackle made on the pitch. That is a big tackle made on the pitch. Jimenez and De Jong, both the captains, are having a word with the referee on the pitch. It is a yellow card for Barrios. Barros is lucky that he got a yellow card. Barros is lucky that he got a yellow card. It would have been a red card. That foul was lethal to Balde. Oh my god. It could have been a bad send off. The Rojiblancos won't have just enjoyed that. That is the goal. Fourth goal coming in. Correa, make that shot, boy. What? Dang. There was the opportunity. You could have gifted that to the other counterman running in from the side. But Korea took that shot. It was the likes of Samolino running it again. Man, can the Rogi Blancos turn the table? Because the next one will be at the Metropolitano. Fans at the Barcelona, Luis Philippe Stadium, they are making those laser torch, laser light on the Muso as well as on the Atletico players. That is something which the fans are enjoying on the pitch. Lopez gets that interception. Kubarsi. Now the Rogi Blancos are talking. Now you are talking, boy. Now you are talking. It is, the ball is off for a throw. Permin, not looking good. The substitution which has been made. Garcia, not looking good. It is the substitutions of Barcelona not doing good. That is what the worry for Hansi Flick will be in this season. Robert Lewandowski has got a goal, but that was a gifted one from Lamine Yamal, Fermin Lopez, Eric Garcia. The two other substitutions not doing it that good. The presence of Raphinha, Pedri were looking more complacent and more good into it. It is on the 89 minutes, 40 seconds, 4 minutes of stoppage time just being awarded. Oh my god. Rogi Blancos 3, Barcelona 4. But on the vote section, we have got it is the Barca Blaugrana going to get those big wins. Oh my god. This Copa del Rey Semifinals first leg. How is that going to end? 90 minutes are up. Only 4 minutes left. Will Barcelona get more goals or it is the likes of Rogi Blancos? Oh my god, that shot was close. Zenzi passes that to Martinez. Martinez with his left footer. Lewandowski dropping down. Gets that pass good. Sorloth trying to make a run out of Martinez. Yes, he does that good inside the box. Oh my god. Sorloth made a move inside the box, but that was a tackle. And inside the box, he is not happy with the referral decision. But to talk about this referee, he has been in many controversies. If he is going to make anything bad, we are going to screw him. Lino passes that. Renildo is not looking to get those position. Back passes to Lino. That is a back one. Oh my god, Gimenez went for those. From the center of the pitch, he went for those goalpost and he finally got those. But the referee has already blown that whistle. 91 minutes, 45 seconds, 2 minutes, 15 seconds. Will that be the count to happen? Will some magic moment be happening for the Rogi Blancos? Yes, they have got it good. Make that goal happen, boy. Sorloth gets it. That is the fourth goal. You covered it, boy. I was knowing that good. Diogo Simeone celebrates it. Diogo Simeone celebrates it good, and that is the fourth goal. Oh my god, what a game! What a classic game! Finally, Diogo Simeone's man on that first leg away at the home of Look at that. It was the high centre back lineup. It was the high centre back lineup which is again being exposed. Yoga Simone, with his tactical capabilities, no denying the fact, has restricted Barcelona of any goal advantage in this first leg. Bravo, kid, bravo! That is what we want. Sorloth finally gets it. If we would have missed it, we would have just broken his big back ass. Sorloth finally gets that. 4-4 boys, 4-4, 4-4 is the story. You can't deny the Roger Blancos because, but to talk about Roger Blancos this season in the La Liga, they have conceded the least, but in this game, they conceded four. I mean, it was Barcelona who gave everything in this, but not getting any advantage for the second leg. And the second leg, which will be till 10 seconds left into it. Can the Roger Blancos get those fifth goal? Or it is the likes of Barcelona getting those fifth one. Again, high up, Lorente on the right wings. Passes that to Sorloth. Again, Lorente. Oh my god. Lorente is looking dried up of his energy, but the thing what is happening, which was happening in the first half of the pitch, with the likes of Pedri, with the likes of Dani Olmo, and with the likes of Raphinha, it is not happening with the substitutions which Barcelona has made. Diogo Simone on the sidelines looking to get one more goal. Oh my god. His eyes are looking bright and sharp for those fifth goal to be incoming. 95 minutes. Oh my god. 4 minutes of stoppage time, but 1 minute of extra stoppage time still being played, and the referee is still continuing with the game. Will he go to blow the whistle? Now he is looking at his watch. Will he blow that? No, he hasn't blown the whistle yet. It is still the game ongoing. What is that referee doing? Shit, oh my god, De Jong passes that to Lopez. Lopez goes straight for inside the box, safe into the hands of Musso. Look at that. The referee is still continuing on with the gameplay. He wants Atletico Madrid to get those fifth goal or not. Roger Blancos has made the day and got those equalizers finally. Musso, long kick being taken, and the referee has blown the whistle. My goodness. This was something big which both the coaches just can't afford to have most of the times. No denying the fact what a classic game that was. And Roger Blancos getting those equalizers, it was the big moment. It was the big moment because this is just the starting of this month where the big fixtures, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid facing time and again, Barcelona, Benfica time and again, Barcelona, Real Sociedad, Barcelona, Leganes. Many things are going to happen. Many things are going to change the table, Champions League table, La Liga table, whereas Atletico Madrid will face Barcelona so many times. And on the other hand, it is likes of Atletico Madrid will face Real Madrid for those two Champions League fixtures. And in between, they have Athletic, they have Getafe. Oh my God. La Liga is going to crash. La Liga after these fixtures is going to crash, and same is going to happen in the Bundesliga as well. But that is a different aspect because this is the Copa del Rey matches. First leg semi-final played at home for Barcelona, but it is not their home, but they consider it as their home because the fans were pointing those laser guns at the goalkeeping positions of the Roger Blancos, their forwards. Time and again, those green laser guns, those blue laser guns were seen from the fans and on the faces of the players as well. What a start, what a game, and what a moment that was. Oh my god. Copa del Rey and the clash in the La Liga just started it, and it looked so good. No denying the fact, but my eyes were also on this referee. I was having my eyes on this referee as well, Alejandro Jose Hernandez. He has been previously associated with so many controversies time and again, but in this game, no mistakes, I mean, no bad decisions, which you can say that Alessandro Jose Hernandez has made. He hasn't made those bad decisions, and it was definitely a good one from him. And on the other hand, if we talk about the match which happened, I mean, the stats of the match are quite disheartening because Barcelona, with those 16 shots, 9 on target, there was 6 big chances which they got and they converted 4. But they were looking much dominant in the first half in up to those 70 to 75 minutes. But after those substitutions which Hansi Flick got, the second part which Hansi Flick failed it. You can't deny that. And Roger Blancos were looking to get more goals out of it from the second half, but they were not getting those clinical moves. What a balance we will make the analysis of this, and we will be coming up with the video tomorrow morning. It is those likes, the poll section which was there, where it was that whether the Barca Blaugrana are going to get those wins. Those of you who voted on the poll section, which was pinned on the chat, it was Barca Blaugrana getting those 60% votes, Atletico Rochi Blancos getting those 35% votes, and corrupt referee was also there on those polling sections, but none of you got those votes over there. And with these lineups to talk about, it was definitely something which Roger Blancos has made the statement that the upcoming 3 clashes against Barcelona, they are not going to give it loose. And it will result in some sort of big disheartenings because either it is the likes of Roger Blancos or Real Madrid, one of them are going to get those exits from the Champions League. Same is going to happen in the Bundesliga as well. And Barcelona, with this, they have got those big fixtures as well. So these were the 2 lineups which we had a discussion of it, as well as those transfers and everything about this. You can just, drag the timeline back and have a watch of that. Apart from that, it is all over from my side, I would say, and we will be making the compilation of those videos and coming up tomorrow morning. So yes, stay tuned to FC Ramsay and the Roger Blancos getting those equalizers, but they could have performed well and got those. From my side, I would say the Roger Blancos Atletico Madrid could have got those leads good enough, but it is the first leg, and in the knockout to talk about, we will have the fixture. If we have a look at it, the fixtures, if we take a look, it is Barcelona and Atletico Madrid, the first semi-final of the Copa del Rey, which happened. Both of them are having those 4 goals. So in the second leg, which was at the home, which will be happening at the home of the Atletico Madrid, it will be, no goal difference for, no added points for any team to be having. Whereas tomorrow we will be having the watch along of Real Sociedad and Real Madrid at the home of Real Sociedad. After that, the first leg, it will be the big games in the Champions League, which will be counting in. So yes, stay tuned to FC Ramsay and give us those like, share, and subscribe before ending this. And keep going. Roger Blancos getting those equalizers for that big moment. But Barcelona were lethal in the first lineup, in the second lineup, which after the substitution, Hansi Flick came into the squad. Not that good. These are the 2 balances where Hansi Flick has to find, and whereas the Roger Blancos, Diego Simeone's men, they were getting lethal. Their versatility as well as their fluidity in the team were looking good, but they couldn't convert those big chances. They could have got those 6 I mean, 6 goals, they could have scored it from my side. So yes, wait for that second leg and decide that who is going to the finals to face either Real Sociedad or Real Madrid. Till then, bye bye. Keep goaling. Good night.